Hello and thank you for joining us on Newsweek, where we highlight some of the biggest stories that made the headlines recently. I am Jacinta Agochukwu. This week, Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerges as the winner of the 2023 presidential election and receives certificate of return presented by the Independent National Electoral Commission. He defeated 17 presidential candidates to clinch the highest office in the land. Also this week, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, claims he won the just concluded presidential election as he vows to explore legal options to prove his point. In a related development, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, faulted the conduct of the 2023 presidential election by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. And later on the show, we will take a look at the state of the Naira as the Supreme Court orders 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes to remain in circulation until 31st of December 2023. All the details in a moment. Stay with us. Well, we begin with politics, where earlier in the week, former governor of Lagos, Bola Tinubu, was declared the winner of Nigeria's closest presidential election since the return to democracy in 1999. Tinubu garnered 8.8 million votes, just over a third of the total, to defeat his main rival, Atiku Abubakar of the opposition People's Democratic Party. Atiku secured 7 million votes, failing in his sixth attempt to become Nigeria's president. According to the result announced by Mahmoud Yakubu, chair of the Independent National Electoral Commission, in third place was Peter Obi, backed by many of Nigerians' urban and educated middle-class voters. He garnered 6.1 million votes, winning the capital, Abuja, and 11 states, including Tinubu's home state of Lagos. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Wednesday presented a certificate of return to the president-elect, Bola Tinubu, alongside Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima. The presentation came a few hours after Tinubu was declared the winner of the Saturday, February 25th poll. Well, joining me to discuss the victory of Tinubu and the events that took place during the polls is Joe Ibukwe, member of the All Progressive Congress. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Right, let's get straight to the point, Mr. Joe Ibukwe. Now, despite all the odds, that saw Tinubu imagine the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what can you say actually contributed to his victory?
Hard work. You're following the process. Like I always say, if you want to travel out of this country, you must get your BTA, you must have your passport, you must have your visa. If you don't have those three things, you're not supposed to be in the airport. So that project has been almost a 30 years project. He has planned, he has schemed, and he followed the process. Just like one pastor was, as he was preaching this morning, he was talking about following the process and then to succeed. If you have a pregnant woman, he knows he will follow a process for 9 months when you deliver. It's not something you can just jump into overnight. You're talking about 36 states of the Federation. South, east, south, west. South, south, northeast, north central, northwest. You have to traverse the whole political landscape to win. You must have built bridges. You must have built friends across. You must have touched people's lives. You must have raised followers that will do the magic for you. You can see how people all over Nigeria, reaching out to one man. You think it's a day's job. It's not a day's job. It started 20, 25, 30 years ago to plan. To this thing you plan. If you don't plan, then you fail. So that is just the magic. It's not an emergency thing, just like I just have been there, you said 5 times. It's still coming. You know, so it's a product of hard work, commitment, you know, knowing what to do. You saw the energy. You saw the movement from one state to another. Traverse almost the whole states in Nigeria. People were saying he's sick, he can do, but he became stronger than all of them. Campaigned, speaking. So we know he's a master planner. He has track records, you know, from Lagos. He has deep knowledge of what leadership is all about. He has antecedents that you can. He has followers, friends he has built over the years, including myself. So when you put 3 of them on the table, you know that you're not, the comparison cannot add up. Some of them are just beginners, you know. But he knew where he was going right from day one. And eventually got it. Not on a platter of gold. You saw the actions, you saw the movements. You saw how tight the movements were. Moving into flights, you know, flying all over Nigeria, you know. Actually, it's a phenomenon. But I thank God, hard work, you know, over the years paid, you know. He was busy sponsoring people to that office, pushing people to that office, spending money for years. And people thought he was just building. You build your bridges, and when the time comes, people will come around you and do the work for you. That's what he's playing out today.
All right, Joe, let's look at this aspect that APC lost the some key states in the country, looking at Lagos, for example. Do you think this electoral pattern will also play out in this upcoming governorship election? You know
what played out is religion. That was what played out. It's not, there's no structure here in Lagos. It's just religion. There was an attack on Muslim ticket right from day one. That's what we suffered in Lagos. My own people were involved. Yorubas were involved. Other ethnic groups were involved because they were spoken to in their churches. That's why you go. You're winning. Benue, Plateau, you know, Benue, you know, getting a sizable number of votes. Nasarawa. It's all about Christianity, you know. That was it. Otherwise, well, it's the structures of the church. Religion played. Actually, would have run away with about 50 million votes if it's not because of that. But that's Nigeria for you. So they didn't prepare. They didn't prepare. It's just an emergency thing. Religion just played a role. And, you know, it will fizzle out. It's not.
So do you think we are going to see it more in this governorship election?
Well, this one is different. The presidency is not the same thing as governorship.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one, let's see how it goes. But I knew that the one for presidency, you know,
you're optimistic APC will get it back. Will get Lagos back.
Of course. Of course. You know, this is Lagos. It's not a place you can just bring anybody. We know what we want right from day one. And it's a center of excellence. It's not just people we put in Lagos here, they will just be confused. So it's not for everybody. Lagos is an exclusive city, you know, that mediocres cannot handle Lagos. You know, you wouldn't know what to do from day one. It will deceive you. You just collapse there. You won't be able to do anything. So it's Lagos is not. It's not where you come to learn how to lead. You know, you would have been in the system. You go and check out. Fashola was the Fashola that succeeded Asiwaju was a senator. You know, before work with Mobile. Fashola, the senior advocate of Nigeria, served as chief of staff, was trained to come there. And then Ambode was in the civil service for 27 years. This governor that is sitting down has been an MD, has been a MD of Lagos Housing Authority. You know, he has been commissioner for a staff. You know, so And he has been in the system for years. So he has a lot to bring to the table. You cannot just come from, you get to allow, you'll be confused. You won't know what to do. It's not a job for the boys. You're talking about leading a small country. That's what I mean. This is the largest economy, almost the 5th largest economy in Africa, moving to 4th. And it's a 24-hour city. Nobody that is governing Lagos do have up to 3 hours sleep every day. Because anything can happen anytime they'll call you. So those who are dreaming to come, manage yourself very well. Just think about yourself before you. So nobody is playing with Lagos.
All right. Thank you very much so far for your contribution, Joe Iboke. But right now we will take a short break and Newsweek continues in a moment. Stay with us. All right. Welcome back to Newsweek, where we discuss the biggest stories that made the headlines in the week. Now, candidate of the Labour Party, LP, the just concluded presidential election, Peter Obi, has announced that he won the poll and will explore all legal options to reclaim his mandate. He stated this at a press conference on Thursday in Abuja, his first media appearance after the declaration of a winner by the electoral umpire. Before commencing the briefing, Obi observed a 1-minute silence for all injured and deceased victims of the February 25th poll. He said the poll did not meet the minimum standard for a free and fair election, adding that the poll will go down as the most controversial election conducted in Nigeria. He reiterated that he and his running mate, Dati Baba Ahmed, remain committed to a new Nigeria. He also urged his followers not to be deterred by the outcome of the polls. Still with me to discuss this is Joe Iboke, member of All Progressive Congress. And joining me via Zoom now is public policy analyst Babatunde Gundero. Welcome to the show, Babatunde.
Hello?
Good evening, Babatunde. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good evening.
All right. So what do you make of Peter Obi saying he won the poll and will explore all legal options to reclaim his mandate?
Okay, well, for me, I believe it's actually he has the right to say he wants to actually seek legal redress. Because one thing I know for sure in the electoral cycle is that election litigation is bound to occur at any point in time in the electoral process. But one thing again is also very important, which is that if you are contesting an election and you feel that the process is not probably free and fair, you have the right to seek for legal redress. But for what we've seen as far as that election is concerned, it was an election that was keenly contested for. We have an election whereby we have about 4 leading candidates having over more than 1 million votes. And even the winner of the election, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was able to score the required 25%, even in 30 states of the Federation. We saw a situation whereby even the winner actually lost a strong goal in Lagos State. We saw a situation whereby even the party leader, the national party leader, lost Naira to Labour Party. We saw a situation whereby even Kaduna, where we have one of the major supporters of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu losing Kaduna to in the person of Governor El Rufai. We had a situation whereby even the DG of the campaign, in the person of Governor Lalone, also lost out to the opposition. So it's like I said, it's very important that you might want to seek legal redress where you feel that you are not okay with the election. It is the normal occurrence in any Nigerian election.
All right, I'll come back to you, Baba, today. Let me get your view on how you think Peter Obi and his party performed in this election. How will you rate his performance?
Well, they tried. Because, I mean, the party has no structure anywhere. We have a structure that we have used for close to, since 2012. We started building this PC structure from CPC, ACN, and then other parties. That was when we came together. We called them legacy parties. We came together to form APC. 2013, 2014, and 2015 we came to power. This one LP just came. And like I said, religion played in the Muslim ticket. Now there was at least about 5 million votes he shared among them on the other contestants. So we won. But my thing is that the person in the second position said he won. They thought, but somebody that came to us said he won. So maybe the court will decide that. I don't know what they have, that is pushing them to say this. Clearly, we saw the campaigns. We followed our principle in these campaigns, and we saw where he went to. Others, tried their best too. But like I said, religion, that Muslim ticket denied Asiwaju votes, even from Lagos here. And like I said, they said they're going to court. Asiwaju almost lost Lagos to the same thing. Religion. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. It would never have happened. Well, religion played a role, and dancing.
All right, and let me come back to you again, Babatunde. Are you there? Babatunde, are you there? All right, up next is governorship election.
Yeah.
How do you think INEC can get it right this time, that we may not have to have some parties going to court eventually? Like, it's more like all the time we have election, we just still have aggrieved parties going back to court. How do you think INEC should get this thing right this time around in this governorship election?
Well, what I think INEC should do basically is to go back to the drawing board where they had lapses, where people are actually complaining about. This is especially in terms of electronic transfer of results from givers to the collation center or to the central database, as well as the IREV, the INEC result deal portal, where people are actually complaining that what INEC promised was that they're going to transfer the results of elections from the polling units down to the portal, and people can actually see on their websites. But they claim that they had challenges in terms of network issues and all. So what we want from them basically is for them to fix all those lapses before the next gubernatorial election. Once all those roles are fixed, then it's also going to give credibility to the election. But what we can actually say for now, INEC has actually tried their best, but I believe there's room for improvement. Because whether you like it or not, we can actually see that there's been a situation whereby the incidence of rigging across the federation has actually been reduced. And rigging as a strategy for politicians is now outdated. So for me, it's for INEC to go back to the drawing board. All the areas we've actually talked about in terms of not getting results across should be fixed. And if all those things are fixed, it's going to increase or enhance the credibility of the election coming forward.
All right, thank you very much, Babatunde. But right now, let's go to our final story for tonight. The Supreme Court has ordered that old 200, 500, and 1,000 Naira notes remain in circulation until December 31st, 2023. The Apex Court also nullified the federal government's Naira redesign policy, declaring it as an affront to the 1999 Constitution. Justice Emmanuel Agim, who read the lead judgment, held that the preliminary objections by the defendants are dismissed as the court has the jurisdiction to entertain the suit. The Apex Court further held that President Muhammad Buhari in his broadcast admitted that the policy is flawed with a lot of challenges. The court said the policy has led to some people engaging in trade by barter in this modern age in a bid to survive. The court added that the president's disobedience of the February 8 order is a sign of dictatorship. Well, still with me in the studio is Joy Bokwe, member of All Progressive Congress in the studio, and Babatunde Ogundiro is here with me via Zoom. Babatunde, let me also come to you. What do you make of the Supreme Court order on the old note and new Naira notes coexisting till December 31st?
Yes, for me, the judgment by the Supreme Court has actually, laid credence to the fact that the judiciary is actually the last bastion of hope for the common man or for the masses, because the Supreme Court has actually done what is needful. Because we are not saying that you shouldn't redesign the Naira notes or you shouldn't come up with a policy, because in the past we've actually had this kind of policy in the past where we had to change or to redesign or to redominate the currency. But in the annals of the nation's political history, this is the first time we're experiencing an exercise that has brought about hardship, pain, confusion, rancor, apprehension, and even despondency. We've seen a lot of people even dying on the queues, all just because they want to collect their money from the bank. Secondly, we've had a situation whereby banks are being vandalized, banks are being burnt. Even the entire financial sector have lost over 100 billion naira due to this exercise. We are not saying they shouldn't do that, but we are saying that the timing of this particular policy is wrong, and the timing again is actually also very short. And now that the Supreme Court has actually come to the rescue of the common man to say until 31st of December 2023, I think that is the best thing that can ever happen to this country at this particular point in time. A lot of people in Nigeria are in pains. They're actually hurt. Their money is in the bank. They can't withdraw money. They are hungry and they are tired of this exercise. So for the Supreme Court to come to the rescue of the common man, I think that's the best thing that has ever happened at this particular point in time. And for Mr. Emefiele, the governor of Central Bank, I think it's high time he also find a way around this policy, because a lot of Nigerians are suffering. And once again, we want to say thank you to the Supreme Court as the last bastion of hope to the common man. Thank you.
All right, Babatunde, let me come to you now, Joe Ibukwe. Would you say the federal government, achieved its purpose of Naira redesign in terms of vote buying this election? Would you say it achieved this purpose?
The project was skewed to either to disenfranchise party supporters, especially APC. And we saw it. Who is in the central bank? Emefiele is from Abo in Delta State. UBA, owner is from that corridor. Senate Bank, owner is from that corridor. And then, of course, the Access Bank from that corridor. It was a calculated attempt to stop APC by every means. And this sabotage caused a lot of issues in this country and touched all Nigerians. They just suffered Nigerians for nothing. The idea is to help their brother, who is the VP of a PDP. Okowa from Abo. That's the idea. And I saw it clearly. Emefiele was appointed by PDP. He still that network that was going. There was no need for it. All over the world, you need money to run elections. You design new notes. You allow you to run with the old notes until you withdraw the old notes completely. We discussed it here. It was a bad business.
It was a bad
badly, planned and executed at the wrong time, and subjected Nigerians to hardship, untold hardship.
Joe Ibukwe, let me just quickly get the final view of Babatunde on this matter. Briefly, we are out of time, Babatunde. Do you think we can ever go back to normal, looking at the fact that this Naira is still scarce up till now, even as the 200 Naira was even ordered by the president to be in circulation? We still do not have it till now. Do you think we can ever go back to normal, Babatunde? Okay, I think we lost him. All right, thank you very much for coming. Joy Bokunem, also thank you for your contribution so far on the show on this topic. As well, thank you, viewers, for being part of the show. And that's our show for today. Remember, you can follow the conversation on our social media platforms at TVC News NG or on our website at tvcnews.tv. I am Jacinta Agochukwu. Until next week, it's goodbye.